Dames en heren, welkom. Ik ben Jasper en je kijkt naar Common Sense TV. En ik sta in Canada, in Mirror, Alberta. En op dit moment achter me zie je de truck van Chris Barber. Een van de meest gevaarlijke mensen in Canada, volgens de Canadese regering. En hij staat voor het hekje, oftewel voor de rechtbank. Want hij schijnt 7 of 8 jaar de gevangenis in te moeten voor opruiing. Ze noemen het hier iets anders. Maar ja, en daarbij de truck waar hij mee het truckersconvooi heeft gedaan, die staat hier achter me. En ze willen dat deze vernietigd gaat worden. Niet verkocht, hij moet volledig verpulverd worden. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jasper from Common Sense TV and I'm standing in front of the whistle stop with my really tall friend Chris Barber. Please give me a hand.
How are you doing, Jasper? Good to see you.
I'm doing well. How about yourself? Because I understand you're the most dangerous man at the moment in Canada. How is that possible?
Well, we're facing, 8 years in federal prison right now for mischief. So if that tells everybody what you should know.
Well, I already explained in Dutch what mischief is, and it's a minor thing. In Holland we have the same thing. A lot of people are in the COVID period are already brought to jail or had a fine or something. Yep. But I understand the government or the government lawyers want to have 8 years in prison.
8 years, yeah, 8 years for me for 7 years for mischief and 1 year for disobeying a court order because just because of the Ottawa protests through the convoy.
So let me start at the beginning, because maybe a lot of people don't know you or have heard from you. When the trucker convoy hit Canada, yep, you were the front man of it. You were the face, basically, of the trucker convoy.
Well, one of the many. Yeah, my truck was the lead truck. I did a social media post on January 7th of 2022, just stating that it was time to stand up and we'd had enough. I mean, we were 2 years of lockdowns. People lost their jobs, people committed suicide. There was a lot of devastation across the country, and so that then went a little viral, along with other people's posts, and a whole big group of people just came together, and that's how Convoy started, I guess.
So you stood up for the government overreached, and if we're bringing it back nowadays, mm-hmm, you're facing trial for it. So can you tell us a bit how it's going? Because you're already been in court.
We have faced the last 2 years of court in Canada. We've been charged with 7 indictable offenses. In Canada, you get a summary offense, which is a slap on the wrist, which is normally a mischief charge, or you can be charged with indictable, which is like a murder charge. So we were charged with 7 indictable offenses: mischief, intimidation, obstruction, and there was 4 counseling charges on top of that. So we went through the court. We were acquitted on 5 charges, guilty on 2, and stayed on 1.
So is it, I'm doing court cases in Holland as well. So is it that the government needs to punish somebody for the mischief that has been happening? Is that the feeling that I'm getting something?
They have an axe to grind about anyone who stood up against us, against them and during COVID. We were led into downtown Ottawa. Obviously, the government was very divisive, and name-calling us. Justin Trudeau was very horrible to deal with. He wouldn't come out and have a conversation with the majority of Canadians that were standing on Wellington, on our nation's capital, wanting to have a conversation. And he dismissed us, it ignored us, name-called us, and that was the reason why Convoy remained. We just wanted to have a conversation. And eventually called the War Measures Act in to have the convoy removed. Of course, most people know. And a lot of us have been in lawfare or the court since. So the last 3 years, the government has been building a case that anyone who was in Convoy or in the Ottawa area is guilty of mass mischief. And so the case law is now present against us. We were one of the last ones to see trial. And so that's exactly what we're fighting now. So it all comes down to October 7th when the judge will give her sentence for us. And what the sentence is, we're not really sure yet.
All right. So basically what I understand is the 7 years and 1 year extra on top of it. Isn't that a hard feeling because you stood up what you believe was right?
Well, we worked every day with the Ottawa Police, mm-hmm, and the provincial police as well as the RCMP to try and find a way to negotiate with the city, with the government to have that conversation. So my days were spent during Convoy, working in neighborhoods, trying to, open emergency lanes, to try and work with the public, to try and work with the police. And this is what they've done against us now. Plus that Red Kenworth out there has now had a forfeiture order filed against us. The Ottawa Attorney General's office wants that truck destroyed.
Which is weird for me. They can sell it if they wanna do it. They can sell it somewhere on an auction, but they want to have it destroyed.
They want to destroy it.
So nobody can have it. No memories. Is that the thing?
Well, we're in unprecedented areas right now because there's no case law for that. Obviously, they're trying to say that it was used in proceeds of crime. If a person's carrying a carload of drugs down the highway and gets pulled over, of course they'll lose that car to that. But
Okay.
you know, I was led into Ottawa by police on January 29th, 2022. I parked the truck. I was told by law enforcement to remove the truck on February 7th. I did so at the earliest and safest convenience, would have been February 11th. There was 400,000 people in the downtown core of Ottawa, so I was listening to police direction. We tried a stay of proceedings application against the courts. It obviously failed. We're just dealing with a lot of
Bullshit, if I may say so. Well, Chris, we met in Holland. We have a wonderful dinner. I'm really grateful. In Holland, we've got the same experience. So, but I never heard in Holland the charts in years. We're maybe a couple of months, but not in years. So, what I'm feeling about it is really, really painful. And I hope that they're gonna do something about it, because you're telling you want to work with the government, you want to have a negotiation. They helped you with it, you listen to them, and still they're doing this to you.
They've used everything they can against me possible. They confiscated my cell phone when they arrested me in February, and they downloaded 4,200 pages of communications, which would have been communications with my family, my children, my wife, my parents. There was some conversations with their lawyer, and they found basically nothing in there that they accused against me other than just little bits and pieces here and there that they've twisted and tried to distort to make it look worse than it is. So the corruption in Canada is real, and it's here, and we're right at the forefront of it, and we're doing our best to stand our ground.
Well, Chris, but is there anything that you need to say to the Dutch and the Canadian audience still?
Well, you know, that was a memorable trip. We went over to Amsterdam, and I got to meet you there for the first time, down to the town of Zolf, I believe it was.
Yeah, Zwolle.
Zwolle?
Yeah.
Amazing. That there's so much history over there, and I told my wife, I said one of these days we're going to go back over there. You know, we watched and we followed the Dutch farmers for the last number of years, and just got to keep fighting.
Well, if you're coming over to the Netherlands, you're invited to stay with me, so at my place. So, well, thank you for having this conversation, and I wish you all the best and all the luck, and give them a kick in the ass because they deserve it.
We will. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jasper from Common Sense TV. This is Chris Barber, and see you soon.
This is the Jasper Experience on Common Sense TV.